Welcome back to episode number 2 of the Texas Commercial Truck Insurance Show with Mike Ross and Wendell Wood. Today, kind of be a short video. We're going to continue on what we're trying to accomplish to helping out the new truckers, the new venture truckers. But today we want to make it about the people that are permanently leased on to motor carriers. We're going to go over non-trucking, bobtail on. I always get that confused, the word.
Unladen.
Unladen.
Right.
And kind of the difference, and everybody's kind of got opinions, and you can read and Google and stuff, but Mike this week, I believe it was last week, we obviously, some of our episodes are out there, one of our episodes, and a gentleman contacted Mike, and if you can go over that, I believe that guy was in West Texas, but he was a new venture. And you wrote him, he was a motor carrier.
Right.
So you're in the process of finishing up. If you can explain that process of what we talked about in our first episode of helping, if they get the insurance with us, attain for free of our service of the USDOT and the TxDOT. If you kind of tell us a little bit about that client.
Well, he's a young man from West Texas. Actually, I ran into him at Walmart. He was complaining about his insurance to another carrier. And I walked by and gave him one of my cards, and I said, if you need help, give me a call. That was about a month or so ago. He called me out of the blue and said he's needing commercial insurance. Anyway, one of the things that you really need to get started, you need your EIN number. And that's one of the key things right there is get your EIN number.
And that's the employee identification number, right? If you have a business name,
right,
correct?
Right. And you know, if you're going to do your own authority, you're going to have your EIN number. And something else that you need to do, you need to get set up in a drug consortium. So when you do your TxDOT, you have to have that information so you can.
I'm kind of familiar with that, and we can kind of help clients on that. And really, that's after you had your USDOT and you're doing your USDOT, I mean your TxDOT especially. When we're going through that list, it depends on where, if they're from Fort Worth, West Texas, whatever. Right. They got, you can click on the thing and they've got a list, and usually we'll talk to the client about it. Hey, do you want to pick one from your area? And they already are familiar with what needs to be done, and we make that process simple. But yes, to complete the process with TxDOT, you gotta, while you're doing that, you gotta be part of a drug consortium, which basically means you're gonna be a random drug test for yourself or whoever you have listed as drivers. And I also have my own trucking company, so I'm familiar. I just got a random drug test the other day, and it seems like I get a random 2 or 3 times a year, but it's a simple process.
Right.
I'm Curtis Wagner with Rush Truck Center Fort Worth. We're the customer's boss. I can help you with new and used trucks. Y'all come on in. Here at Rush Truck Center, come and see any of our professional salespeople. We can help you at any time. With over 100 locations, if we don't have it on our lot, we can find it for you.
Here at Rush Truck Center Fort Worth, we offer new and used truck sales, as well as parts, service, and mobile repair.
So where are you at on the process with this guy, and what all did you do?
Well, we wrote his initial policy and got him going with that, and got through his USDOT. We got his USDOT all set up. We're working on his TxDOT right now. Out in the area that we're in, kind of Midwest Texas, there's not really a drug consortium right in that area, but we did find him a guy, and he's going to get that set up today, and I'll finish up his TxDOT.
And how long did the USDOT take?
1 day.
From the time you started that process, that you got into the system to do the USDOT to the time you finished, how long did that take you to complete?
Probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. Okay.
So right there, we talked in the first episode, there's a lot of people out there that are doing this USDOT and we'll do the USDOT filing for you, and we do Texas only, and if they do the TxDOT, you know, they're charging $300 or $400 for each one of these services. So like I said, if you do business with us, that's a service we provide for free. And he just spent an hour and a half doing the USDOT, and I wanted to say something about that because I've been in this a while. Back in the day, it was like a one-page application. Now, when you do it on the internet, there's like, I believe, 25 pages.
Right.
So, like he said earlier, it's very important when we start setting this up. You know, we're going to ask you if you're an LLC or what you are. That we have to have the information. So you got an EIN number. If you don't, it's pretty simple. You go right to the IRS website, and you can instantly, if you have correct information, you can instantly get your EIN number, and we can proceed with the process. But mainly, even if you have all the information, it does take a minimum of an hour to process your USDOT, and then we instantly have that, and then Mike takes that, and then if you need a TxDOT, if you're staying inside of Texas, then you do TxDOT. If you're going between states, you're not doing a TxDOT, you're just doing your USDOT numbers. Is that correct?
Right. If you're going to be intrastate, Texas only, yeah, we have to go in and get you a TxDOT number too, but that's no big deal. But if you're going to do that, that's when you have to have all your information for a drug consortium, because to get your TxDOT number, you have to be in a drug consortium, because that's one of the steps. You have to put all that information in.
Correct.
When you're doing the TxDOT number.
Well, and like the government, we take our business serious. We want you to be successful, and these are some of the steps that we do. Drug Consortium is a very important step. So basically, you know, you're out there, you're thinking about getting in business. You can watch our first episode, but you're thinking about getting in business. We're the guys to call. You click on the texasinsurance.biz, email Mike at texasinsurance.biz, Wendell at texasinsurance.biz. Okay, you can call our Fort Worth office, 817-232-1580. I'm even going to give Mike's personal cell phone number. That's, you know, he's out in the field a lot, so 254-631-1362.
Yes, sir.
Give him a call. He's, you know, he may be in Houston today, Abilene tomorrow, who knows where he's at, but hey, Mike's got his laptop with him, and obviously we have a office or a couple locations where you can call stuff in, so we have all the information. We're here to help the new ventures. If you have current insurance and you don't like your rates, call us. We have anywhere from 10 to 15 great carriers, A+ rated carriers to quote you to. So, but main things we're trying to help is the new ventures. And with that, today, like we said, we was going to talk about was the non-trucking, bobtail, unladen insurance, man, that country in me. But the main thing let's talk about non-trucking is, and I'm going to read this verbatim because I don't want to get off on stuff, but mainly it's for a customer when, say like, you don't want to be your own motor carrier, but you got a truck and a trailer and you want to go lease on to a company that's been out there for a while, and they got established business and stuff, and you want to take a lot of the headaches out, and they get the loads for you and stuff. So basically, the non-trucking is for a customer that's under a permanent lease to a motor carrier who provides a primary liability coverage, and non-trucking liability, or NTL, covers the listed vehicle for non-business personal use. Now that's non-trucking, and we're going to get into some other stuff. So I can give an example. This is back in the day. Me and Mike's done so many things. I have a current trucking company. I needed some extra work, and he leased on to me, but also, so I was a primary carrier on the liability, but when they had to go get oil or maybe go back home for the drivers in the truck and stuff, he carried a non-trucking liability policy, which is basically, it's a little different, but just like everywhere, you're required to have liability insurance going down the roadway. That's what non-trucking is, and obviously there's different limits, and it depends on who you're signed on to, motor carrier, when you're leased on, what they're requiring limits, but mainly you're looking at $500 to $1 million on liability. So if they're carrying $1 million, they're going to want you to have $1 million on non-trucking liability. So if you can kind of maybe tell us the difference.
Right. Well, you can also get a comprehensive and collision on that also if you need it. If you've got your truck financed, you can get the you can get comprehensive and collision on that also.
And that can save you money on the non-trucking,
Right.
so that don't matter whether you're under dispatch or not, as far
Right.
as with a lot of companies on the comprehensive and collision
Right,
coverage.
say if
correct?
you're gonna go if you're not on dispatcher at that time and, you need to run by the store, going to Bobtail home or whatever like that, that's when that kicks in and covers you.
Right, because a lot of people, obviously, we've been in the business a good long time. So a lot of times, these people could be a company owner and they're not a driver and they're hiring drivers.
Right.
So these drivers don't have their personal vehicles with them, and they want to go home for the weekend. This is an excellent example where the NTL's non-trucking liability is going to pick up, because the main thing is the primary carrier, the motor carrier, if it's not under dispatch, they don't want to assume the liability if you get in an incident, and that's where the non-trucking is going to pick up.
Right.
So back to the difference between non-trucking and bobtail. So non-trucking, Mike, I can have my trailer attached or not attached.
Yeah, either or, it doesn't matter.
But so bobtail is when a trailer's not attached.
Right.
And once again, see, folks, to really help y'all out, we will help know what you need if you're leased on a motor carrier. Just, call us, send us a copy of your lease agreement. We can read through there
Right.
and quickly determine if you're needing, which coverage you're needing on this. So.
Right, yeah. And most people that are leased on, what they actually need is non-trucking liability.
I would say that's about 90%.
Yeah, probably 90% of it, that's what people need is non-trucking liability insurance.
Yes, and it depends on where you're at. I would say like in the Fort Worth area, North Fort Worth, where a lot of them intermodals are,
Right.
down in the ports of Houston and stuff. A lot of these people are going to get into bobtail, where they need bobtail and unladen if it says in the contract, simply because they are using trailers that are not theirs. So they're, was it called hook and go or something? So
Yeah.
they'll bobtail over to a location, pick up
Right.
something, and take it
Right.
to another location. But they're still kind of, they're really kind of, I say, not technically under dispatch, but they're heading to get a load or
Right.
something. So they're not pulling a trailer at the
Right.
time. So,
And then the unladen insurance, that's when you're pulling a trailer with nothing on it. Like the the container trailers, that they don't have a container on them at that particular time. A lot of them make them have the unladen when they're just pulling the empty trailer.
and there's only so many carriers that will do this anyway. Not everybody will offer unladen insurance. I don't say it's a sticky point, but it's a meticulous kind of endorsement.
Right.
There's only so many, depends on who you're leased on to, that's requiring this. And
Right.
really what you're doing, and once again, we can make it really simple. If you got a question, you can email that over your lease agreement and let Mike or myself look at it, or one of our licensed professional staff look at it, and we can then come to a decision. Hey, here's what they're requiring, and here's what it exactly covers, and that will help us determine which carrier we can place that piece of business with.
Right, exactly.
So it's folks, we can kind of read this all day long, but it still, Mike, it comes down to who are you leased on to,
Right.
and that's only going to be a small percentage of the case.
Right.
10% of the time that, hey, they're specifically saying you need bobtail or you need unladen insurance, because
Right.
most of the time in there, they're like motor carriers just saying, we don't want to carry, if you get in a wreck and you're not under dispatch, we don't want it filed under our insurance, is what it comes down to.
Right.
Can't look away? Well, you gotta to see the most remarkable thing that you're gonna see today to help grow your business and connect with your customers. So go here and see why customers all over the country are using the Outdoor Mobile Grill to crash into success.
It's kind of tough, but I want to mention, this pandemic's been going on for almost a year now,
Yeah.
and a lot of people, the trucking has picked up a lot because of the shipping. So a lot of people aren't getting out going to Walmart or wherever they're going. So everybody's ordering online, whether there's Amazon and stuff. So, and I want to speak Amazon. There's a lot of people that are doing these contracts with Amazon, which could be you. That are basically, these are people leasing on to motor carriers, and they got routes or these blocks they're running,
Right.
and best believe me that Amazon's hey, you know, they want certain amount of limits of insurance, and they're going to be saying, hey, bobtail or this non-trucking that they're requiring. It's pretty easy. It's just like adding towing onto your auto policy or something. It's not a standalone policy. Well, non-trucking can be non-standalone, but some of these other ones aren't requiring that. And like I said, if we did just a non-trucking, which is basically it doesn't have a filing with it. It doesn't have a filing. It's non-trucking liability, and we can't put physical damage on there. Unlike some other people, they're doing a non-trucking policy here, and then they're doing your physical damage policy over here. We can do it all in one. We have affordable payment plans. Whether you're on EFT, you can save a lot on automatic bank withdrawals, so you're getting a discount there. And we want to say with some of our carriers too, that which in this case, because I remember Mike asked me about it, we can use your personal auto as proof of prior. So you don't have to have, if you're new adventure, you know, we can help you with a proof of prior if you got at least 1 year continuous personal auto insurance, which in this case I believe probably saved a guy $1,000 just by us mentioning, hey, who do you have your personal auto insurance with? How long have you had it? And he sent that information over. I think he saved about $1,000 on that, which basically helped him on his down payment. It was his down payment.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we're here for you. We love servicing our clients. We love the trucking business. And whether you need a general liability policy also to go along with that, we're here to help you. Mike is working it every day except Sundays. And he's usually grilling. You can check him out on some of his grilling pages where he's over there, unlike me, burning stuff. But we're having fun with life, and hey, we're having fun with this show. We want to help people. And please, if you got questions, send your emails, to Mike at texasinsurance.biz or Wendell at texasinsurance.biz. Visit our website, texasinsurance.biz. Send in your questions, and we'll answer them, and we'll share them here on our show. So we wanted this one a little short, what this was about, but we love the Texas Commercial Truck Insurance Show. Mike is definitely your truck commercial specialist, and he can help you really with any line of business, but his specialty is truck. That's what the man does, what he lives for. And we can tell you a lot of stuff, and we like to read off certain terms and stuff, so there's no confusion what's going on. But so if you got a question with non-trucking,
bobtail, unladen,
and
a lot of people get bobtail and non-trucking liability confused. If you're leased on with somebody, they're going to say, "Hey, you need a bobtail policy." Well, actually, what you really need more than likely is non-trucking liability.
And I also use the word. Everybody uses different frames or terms. Deadheading, which could be bobtail or non-trucking. We like to communicate. What exactly are you doing so Mike can determine what you need and how we can try to save you money.
That's another thing too. I mean, if you'll send me a copy of your lease agreement if you're leased on with somebody, and that's only if you're leased on. I mean, if you're running under your own authority, you don't need it anyway. But if you're leased on with somebody, send me a copy of your contract. We can read through it and see exactly what kind of insurance you need.
And also, too, if you are a motor carrier or we help you attain your stuff and you're leasing people on, I'm telling you, you'll want, when you do your lease agreement, you will want, because I can speak from experience, you'll want to require in that lease agreement that they carry non-trucking. So if they're running home or anything like that and they get into an incident, you don't want that on your insurance because we're trying to help keep your rates down.
Right.
That, and plus, the carrier is liable not to cover that incident. So we will tell you, I mean, non-trucking, if you're a motor carrier and you lease on some individuals, they bring on their trucks, that's one of the requirements. You will want to say, hey, you need non-trucking liability so to cover that.
Yeah,
so
that'll protect you.
Yeah. So once again, we're here to save you money. We're having fun. We want you to be successful. We want you to be successful. We're here to help you, and whether you're with us a year, 2 months, however long, we're not one and done. We're here for the whole venture for you, and wants you to grow in many years to come. So
Right.
with that, we welcome you, and our third episode will be coming up shortly. Look forward to it, and if you have any questions, give us a call, and we'll see you soon.
You have a blessed day.
Thank you.